My family and we just had immigrated to the States when I was 8 years old, you know, and my parents had a fish and chips restaurant, and they closed at 9, we had dinner at 10, and Star Trek came on at 11, the original series on reruns, you know, and so we talk our way into hanging out with them, and it was really, it made a very strong impression on me, you know, because I remember when we moved to LA, it was like we felt very alone. It was only 5 of us. But Star Trek taught me that this idea of family doesn't have to be by blood. It's about a group of people that came together and, you know, decided to go on this shared journey together. And so now, you know, living in the States, I have a 7-year-old. His uncles and aunts are now by blood, and that's very much, you know, family, and that's Star Trek influence. I think the importance of characters and the relationship that the viewer had with the character, that was the thing that I picked up right away, you know. And also, you know, when you watch a TV show, you really get a sense that there's a group of people trying to make something special. Even though in TV, it's a lot of limitations. They're exploring different planets and different worlds, and usually they don't have the budget to do that, but yet they do it. And that's the spirit of filmmaking that I love, and that's something that, you know, I really try to embody in everything I do. When I was growing up, the Enterprise, you know, is my favorite ship. You know, I grew up with it, and I realized also that, you know, we're 50 years in now on Star Trek, and I think one of the most important things to do is to maybe deconstruct what that, you know, Star Trek, deconstruct the Federation, deconstruct, you know, everything we love about Star Trek, and hopefully by the end, it reaffirms why we have so much passion for it. And to do that, I felt like we had to literally kind of rip the Enterprise apart and really kind of scatter these characters. In that case, they're organically going to have to react to whatever obstacles come their way, and hopefully, you know, through that we get to learn about them more and see their growth and evolution. And, you know, by the end, hopefully they find each other, and you realize the Enterprise is really about this group of people, you know, and it's, you can rebuild it, but it's really about this group of people coming together. By separating them, you know, it actually satisfied a lot of my curiosity and probably my fan fiction that's been in my head since I was a little kid, you know, because from night to night, I watch the episodes and you see these, you know, really kind of every night seems to be another huge obstacle. And, you know, the crew will be able to solve it, but we're always with them when they're during the whole ordeal. But, you know, what I've always wondered was like, well, does Chekhov and Sulu, do they hang out after they leave the bridge, or they can't stand each other? You know, what happens when Kirk's around? Does Spock and Bone even talk to each other? And so by doing this, I feel like we really kind of get a sense of these characters, and we get to go through these adventure with them. And the humor has to be organic, you know. So I think for me, the one that I've been waiting for was Spock and Bones. And just through their journey, there's a lot of humor that comes out of it, because, you know, it's something I think it's been around in everybody's head for 50 years. Like, what happens? Do they hang out when Kirk's not around? It's something that I didn't take lightly, you know, to take down the Enterprise. I did think it was important to try to do that, you know, early in the film, because it does symbolically mean so much to all of us. And I think there has to be some sort of an emotional reaction to seeing it kind of get ripped apart. And it was not done for action's sake. It was done to really kind of put our characters in an emotional state where we really would have to kind of, like, in many ways, not sure how they're going to react, but want to find out how they're going to react. At the end of the day, it helps that Simon is amazingly talented, loves Star Trek, and is just a hard worker, you know. So I remember getting in the room with Simon and Doug, and there was nothing. It was literally nothing, and we knew that in 6 months we had to have something, you know. And having gone through it, I feel so fortunate to have been together with Simon and Doug, and just everybody that came together to make this film happen, because, you know, it took a lot of passion and relentless hard work to be able to do it in the time frame that we have, and it's something that I know we're all very proud of. It was a very unique experience on that, because I knew I wanted to bring a new character in, and I also didn't want the new character to feel like just an outsider. I wanted the character to be fully developed. I wanted the character to feel empowered, and I knew that, you know, she was going to be a survivor, you know, someone that that will have developed this mask of through just surviving but underneath, you know, if you go underneath, there's a lot of emotions also. And when we went through the auditions, Sofia was the third one that I saw. And as soon as I saw her, I knew she was it. And I flew her in, we did a screen test, and that was decided early on that she was going to be Jayla. So it was really kind of organic in the sense that I was also, as I was getting to know Sofia, I was able to kind of build Jayla along with Simon and Doug to kind of make sure that the character is playing to her strength. So it was a very unique experience, because usually you write everything and you're done, then you go try to find the right match. Here we're able to build together from ground up. When we talk about Star Trek, a lot of times we talk about watching it with my dad, you know, and my dad worked 364 days. But like for me, also the hero in my life is my mom. You know, she's the one that had to take care of the three boys and make sure that we were fed, that we were going to school, everything. And she was very strong, you know. So I think every time I make a film, like, I don't really think about, you know, male, female. I just want to really respect and love the characters, you know. And so it wasn't really strategic. It's just something that I feel like it's within me. I think anytime I do a film, I want to make sure I really kind of put that kind of passion into every character.